Thanks for tuning in to our bonus episode preview. This is just a short sample of this week's exclusive Patreon episode. You can hear the episode in its entirety by becoming a member at patreon.com/IndoctriNation, where you'll gain access to all of our exclusive episodes and merchandise. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. This bonus episode is for you with sincere and heartfelt thanks. So, we have been hearing a lot lately about certain trials, courtroom moments for people who are trying to give testimony about what they've been through. What we have talked about on this podcast, and also what's been in the news a lot, is how there are people who become traumatized through the experience of being in a courtroom. There are also people, like some of our guests, who have had to face the person or the people who have abused them in a court. So they're coming into court already traumatized and then being worried about being re-traumatized by seeing the person who abused them. Oftentimes, these people have worked hard to never see their abuser again, not even hear their voice, certainly not see their face. And so they don't want also to have to be in a courtroom and have to detail all of the abuse. Sometimes some of these people have also been told to keep it secret, or they're still in some system, a cultic system to a certain degree, or a family system to a certain degree, that will make them feel that they are bringing shame onto the family by speaking about what happened to them. So they go into these situations feeling very worried. And especially if they have gotten this sense that the person who they're going up against has power over them. You know, within a cultic system, that person has sometimes physical or sexual power, but also spiritual power. It's like the women who were in La Luz del Mundo, and they knew the person who they were facing in court as the apostle of Jesus, the apostle of God. And here he was going to be in this courtroom after having sexually abused them. But still, that's how they have been taught to see this person. So they're going against God. And that's how their families might still view this person. So here their daughters are going against God. You also have it where the people who have been traumatized are sometimes not treated very well in certain situations. Like, for example, there are moments like during the NXIVM trial where a woman was telling me afterwards that she had to deal with the fact that the leader had asked the women to send him pictures of their private parts. And then because of that, that became admissible in court. And so here, this poor woman who is speaking out against what happened to her at the hands of Keith Raniere. And there are all these people in the courtroom and all these attorneys and lots of men in the room, as she put it. And they have kind of Exhibit A up on the screen, which is her private parts. And it's up there and for everyone to see for a very long time while people are giving their testimony, deliberating. And she needed to ask someone to please take it down. It was no longer needed up on the screen. These are things that should never be happening. These are things that can make people regret wanting to do the right thing and coming forward. But there are also other moments that are incredibly powerful and empowering, where a person can go into a courtroom and speak their truth and know that they have the law on their side. Maybe for the first time, they have that feeling that the powers that be are on their side. And it is strengthening, and they can hold their head up high. And especially if the person who has done something wrong to them and to others needs to then deal with a consequence because of it, because they've come forward, and also because they've just done things that were wrong and illegal and have been caught for it. There is something very, very moving about that moment where they can't quite believe that they had this ability to bring somebody down who should never have been elevated to that position of authority to begin with.